Let me remind you that this is Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, we're not in New York. We're not in Minneapolis. This is not LA. This is Indiana. And we are having a huge turnout of people for the No Kings protest.
In the parking lot of Home Depot, there's 4 lanes of traffic. My mom's 63 and this was her first protest like this. I was not prepared for the amount of support that we got from motorists.
Ain't no king in the USA. Yeah, get up, stand up in the...
As much as this state sometimes disappoints me, I love Alabama. And all I want is for this state to live up to its promise and potential and to quit being the stereotype it unfortunately has always been. But unfortunately, we are witnessing what has always held Alabama back, now spread across the nation like kudzu. We are witnessing the Alabamification of America. A quarter of children in Alabama live with food insecurity.
But growing up in the church, I was taught that we're judged by how we treat the least of these. I learned in church that we have a duty to one another. Right, Diane? We are community.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to No King's Day, Red State Edition. Somebody watching me from the Red State, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming to my channel. I hope you are doing all right. Yes, yesterday, I don't know when you're gonna see this, but whatever day you see it, the 18th of October was No King's Day. And as expected, there's less expectations from red states because people have a tendency of labeling such protests as political, as people that hate America and Trump. And so we did not have so much expectations. But when I landed on a video from Alabama and this man was speaking to the people, I was like, no, I'm even crying because it's actually, I'm so happy, right? Yeah. I was like, even in red states, yeah, there are people that understood the assignment. My goodness, I went the rabbit hole real quick and I was like, yeah, let me show people what happened in red states. You guys are gonna love it. Yeah. I want us to look at the speeches, amazing speeches, and people that showed out and showed up on No King's Day protest. We'll come back and talk about it. Do me a favor, like the video, share it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more.
Let me remind you that this is Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, we're not in New York. We're not in Minneapolis. This is not LA. This is Indiana. And we are having a huge turnout of people for the No Kings protest because Republican or not, there are plenty of people, plenty of places where we are sick and tired of somebody like Donald Trump. And there are more people here than the hands-off protests. This is probably 2 to 3 times as much. People have been marching up and down the street the entire time I've been here, been about an hour at this point, and we've got huge crowds back at the area where they're giving speeches and everything like that. I mean, the energy has been crazy. Of course, as I do this video, there's going to be a lull in the action, but this is Indiana. And it's not the only one that's happening in Indiana. This is just in Indianapolis. So across our state, across other Republican states, you have tens of thousands, millions of people showing up for these protests because we are sick and tired of Donald Trump and what he's trying to do to this country. He is taking away freedom of speech. He's taking away people's rights. And people right here, I mean, let me turn back around here and show you. I mean, people are just absolutely sick of it. I mean, the line is going all around the State House, and people have had enough. I mean, I wish we would have had this energy on November and vote on voting day, but people aren't going to just sit at home and watch their country go down the drain and let democracy be trampled by a wannabe dictator. So we're out here, like I said, Indianapolis, Indiana, showed out.
Oh, come on. There you go.
As much as this state sometimes disappoints me, I love Alabama. And all I want is for this state to live up to its promise and potential and to quit being the stereotype it unfortunately has always been. But unfortunately, We are witnessing what has always held Alabama back, now spread across the nation like kudzu. We are witnessing the Alabamification of America. A quarter of children in Alabama live with food insecurity. 15% of Alabama citizens use SNAP and WIC. That's almost 900,000 people. Alabama has a higher poverty rate than the national average. A third of Alabama counties are maternity care deserts. A third of Alabama counties don't have a pediatrician. Over 1 million people in Alabama rely on Medicaid. Almost 40% of babies born in Alabama are born with Medicaid. At least 300,000 people, maybe more, could gain access to health care if the state expanded Medicaid. That would also create and save jobs and ward off the closures of rural hospitals and health care services. But our state leaders continue to refuse to, and our national representatives vote to cut health care and safety nets. 130,000 Alabamians could lose their health care coverage, and premiums could rise over 90% for those who stay on the ACA if Congress doesn't act. You can't call yourself pro-life and refuse to expand Medicaid. You can't call yourself pro-life and cut health care. You can't call yourself pro-life and be against feeding children. You can't call yourself pro-life and cut safety nets. You can't call yourself pro-life because you support forcing every baby to be born, yet you are against helping people who are alive. You can't say you're for small government and want the government in all of the uteruses. You can't say you're for small government and support the federal government taking over cities. You can't say you support states' rights and support other states invading states because of the federal government. You can't say you support free speech but want the government to punish people you disagree with for expressing theirs. You can't say you love freedom if you support taking other people's freedoms away. You cannot look at what this country is doing right now and support it and call yourself a good person. Good people do not look at what is going on and cheer it on. Good people do not cheer on the oppression of others. Good people do not stay silent as others are being oppressed. Good people don't put stipulations on who they help. Good people know the difference between patriotism and nationalism. Good people know that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Good people don't see people who live differently, love differently, or think differently as the enemy. Good people do not demand obedience and call it freedom. Good people build their reputation on how they treat others when there is nothing to gain. Good people do the right thing even if it isn't the easy thing. Good people pick others up, not hold others down. Good people want everyone to prosper, not just those they deem worthy. Good people cause good trouble. Good people do good things. And I am proud to be here today surrounded by good people. Hallelujah. And Roll Tide.
Hey, Alaska here. Where are you guys from? I want to hear from my red states. Red states. Are you getting out to the No Kings protest this Saturday? Are you? Because I think we need to show up bigger than ever and bigger than our blue states. Why? Because we're not under attack yet, but the blue states are and the blue cities are. So let's teach Magic, Mike Johnson, how to say No Kings protest. It's not Hate America rally. Let's show him. Red states, show up. Get in my comment section. Tell me where you're from. Tell me if you're going, okay? Let's show these blue states we got them. We're here for you.
But growing up in the church, I was taught that we're judged by how we treat the least of these. I learned in church that we have a duty to one another. Right, Daniel? We are community.
Oh, come on. There you go. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh, come on. There you go.
Hail to the chief. Jail to the chief. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what community looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what community looks like. I'm thinking about it.
so how did the protest go in a small town, Oklahoma? We got there a little bit early, and there was a storm coming. We were in the parking lot of Home Depot. There's 4 lanes of traffic. My mom's 63, and this was her first protest like this. I was not prepared for the amount of support that we got from motorists. I was expecting a big counter-protest. I was expecting, people screaming obscenities out of their windows. We got neither of those. There were 3 counter-protesters, and when it started raining, 2 of them took off. So there's one guy that was standing on the corner with his hands in his pockets. They stood on the other side of 2 lanes of traffic. We couldn't even hear what they were saying. Anyway, it was surprising. People were rolling down their windows and waving and honking and cheering. And that was just in the short amount of time we were there before it started lightning. Y'all, I'm really stunned. This is in red, like blood red Oklahoma. People are tired of shit. And the fact that pro-fascists, also known as MAGA, are so pissed off about these protests is gold. If it was of no consequence to them like they were saying that it would be, they wouldn't be throwing tantrums right now. Anyway, let me know how yours went. See you next week.
What does this have to say? It really communicates that it does not matter the politics people practice. Even in the red states, they still hold on to the ideas that make America America. They still hold on to the fact that the reason as to why a lot of these people ran away from Britain, it was because of the kings. And they established a state for themselves that does not have a king, a state that basically focuses and has, ideas of democracy. And when people see these values being trashed and thrown out of the bucket just like that, people are going to show up and show out just like we have seen. We've seen in Ohio, we've seen in Tennessee, we've seen in Huntsville, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. More other cities, people showed up and showed out. And these are not Gen Zs, yo. These are not Gen Zs. These are middle-aged white people and, senior citizens that are riding in their wheelchairs, and they are there. People with their inflatables on, people with cards on. It shows you that these are not the type of people that hate America, because Alabama, whoever doesn't like Trump hates America. That's what we are interpreting out of some of the words that came out of the Republicans that were discouraging people from showing up for these protests. But these red states voted for him, but they're also against the fact that they are going to take away Medicaid and Medicare. Man, oh man, these states, majority of them are the ones that are depending on these benefits. They don't want this to be taken away. Most of these states are not doing well economically. Yeah, some of them really depend on the funds that come from blue states. So they appreciate that. They would appreciate that. The poverty levels in red states is just overwhelming. And this is not me trying to spread propaganda. People that come from red state would agree. But regardless of the fact that they voted for him, they are against the idea of having authoritarianism. Let us have a leader that is being voted for, that is not trying to suppress the judiciary and all the decisions that the judiciary makes. Do not bend them to favor you. Release the Epstein files. Give justice to the people. People from the red states did not vote so that they should have a leader that is going to be oppressing the nation. Most of the ideas that they were for are probably ideas that maybe are against the immigrants and all of that. But from what we are looking at, it is a miracle that we could still spot people in the red states coming out and they're like, no kings. And I know this is a bad sign for the administration because those are the people they easily manipulate and be like, you know, these are anti-Americans. And you have those that are like, no, this is not anti-America. We know this was not our land. Yeah. You have even people from red states that are not against legal migration. If people are legally migrating, they are okay with that. What they are against is illegal intrusion. But from what has been displayed on the screens, on social media and everything, still these people have also realized that some people that are actually being grabbed are actually nationals. So, those are the results of the red states. If you're watching me from a red state, tell me, what was it like? Did people protest? Did did anything change and all of that? I am bringing this just because I really, really love how Americans can coordinate. It's very inspiring. It's that resilient spirit that the rest of the world can copy from and not be afraid of the propaganda that gets spread by the governments against protests like this that literally, are really not political, but they are against the national values. Anyhow, I do appreciate all of you that showed out. And to those of you that are watching me from Alabama, from Tennessee, I have family in Tennessee. I have family in Alabama. I have family where else? Man, I have a lot. Texas, Florida, Michigan. I have some from California. So many of you guys that are watching me. I do love you guys. And I'll see you guys later. But let me know what you think about this Red State, No Kings Day Red State edition. See you guys later. Love you. And may God watch over you and protect you. Bye, yo, and love you so much.